is up, everyone? I'm driving to work right now. Let's see. I had some things I wanted to talk about. By things I mean stuff I watched. I can't recall. Yeah, right. Yeah. So I was watching this show called Southland. So a little synopsis of this show. So it's a cop show. It's a police show. It's from 2011, I think, or maybe older than that. I can't recall. It's old. It's pretty old. It's set in, what city is it set in? I don't know. It's some city in the US. Okay. I don't know. I watched 3 seasons of it. I already forgot what city it was in. I was looking for some cop shows to watch. Before this, I was watching Justified and then Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a cop show, barely. I mean, it's a comedy show. But I wanted to watch a proper cop show, and I found that Southland was there. Like, I did a Google search and I saw Southland come up, and sure, why not? And it's a pretty good show. It's very realistic. It looks realistic, at least. And the time it was shot in, right? So the vibe, the way they capture like the everyday lives of the characters. Yeah, the characters are obviously all cops, okay? And so the way the show is set up is there are 6 cops in total, I think. So there are 2 detectives who are partners, and there are 2 more detectives who are partners as well, and then there are 2 policemen. I think that's the word, policemen, or they're deputies, not deputies. I know, like one guy is a rookie. He just joined the police force, and the other dude is like his training officer. And so the episodes are basically they revolve around these 3 pairs of people in the police, and what kind of cases they deal with, what kind of stuff goes on at home after they're done with cases, all that. So it's pretty good. It's pretty nice. And so as I was continuing to watch this show, right, there is so one pair, right, one pair of 2 detectives. So these are 2 dudes, right? These 2 dudes are detectives, and they work in the gang related department of I keep forgetting the city like, of some department, of some city's police department. I can't remember the city name. So these 2 are again they were investigating some gang related case. And so now what happens is they were investigating a murder, to be specific. So this dude, he gets killed outside a bodega, or like a what do you say, it's a store, it's a convenience store. And so this dude, he gets shot outside this convenience store, and it was done by these 2 Mexican gang members, I think. I'm not sure if they were in a gang or not, but they did seem like gang members. And these 2 detectives, right, they are investigating this murder, and they finally link it to one of the gang members. Now this show, like this episode, it's in season 3. It was the turning point of the show, I would say. I mean, I haven't continued watching it after that, and like I just saw the episode of season 3, and I just could not continue watching it because it was intense. So as I was saying, so after they're investigating this murder, right, and they find the dude who is responsible for this. I think they arrest him. Yeah, they do arrest him based on what do you say, evidence from an eyewitness. And now what happens is, as they're coming back, okay, it's like they have made the arrest or something, and they were patrolling, or they were driving through that neighborhood where these gang members stay or some shit. And now this area, like in the show, okay, so in this area they were driving through, it's pretty there are like, it's not accessible by law enforcement easily, and it's like the wild west in this area, right? And now so these 2 they were checking out that area, and there are a bunch of people. By people, I assume they are gang members. I'm not sure. I keep saying the word gang members, okay? But most of them, they are like they are not like regular folks. They like I don't know how to describe them. Okay, it's like a sketchy part of the neighborhood. That's right. Yeah, the area was sketchy. The people hanging outside was sketchy, and these two detectives, right, who just arrested the gang member responsible for the murder. Now they were, I think, passing through, or they were like asking about him, or like they were giving like a, I don't know, they were doing some shit. I can't really recall. Like, I'm still like fucking shaken from that episode. So now, as they are talking there, right, and they had a helicopter, they had a police helicopter who was like, you know, shining the spotlight thing on that area where these two detectives were. Like basically, since these areas are like very, very problematic, right, these sketchy areas, so like it can escalate to a gunfight or anything. It can happen like quickly in like seconds. So they had a police helicopter like hovering over that area with a flashlight shining on them, by not a flashlight, a spotlight. And it's like pretty dark at that time. It's like evening, it's like 6 p.m. or some shit. And now what happens is, as they are coming back, so these two dudes, okay, they are talking to the people there. They were saying ki this dude we arrested, yeah, you better watch out or some shit like that, okay. And now what happens, right, I remember, fuck, they didn't even stop by. They were driving through that area. That area knew, many people were hanging outside their homes in that area. They knew that these two detectives arrested this gang member. And now what happens is one of them throws a beer bottle on the car. And this detective was driving. He's like, nah, let's talk to these people. Let's like show them they mean business or something, okay? And the other detectives are like, nah, fuck it, let's go. I mean, we already got the gang member, it's fine, fuck it, these people will act out like this. But then they're like, nah, let's give them a warning at least, like, yeah, like, if we can get this gang member, we can get the others too, like, they don't need to do this shit. And I mean, they're right, I mean, you shouldn't throw a beer bottle at a police car, and that too for a gang member who shot like a random dude, okay? And that random dude they shot, right, the gang member who shot the random dude, he had a family, and he literally got shot on the birthday of one of his children. He was at a convenience store to buy stuff for that birthday, and he got shot then. So obviously the gang member who shot this person, like, it was not warranted at all. It's not like it was a inter-gang shooting or some shit, like, yeah, that's how it happens. It's not like that. So now what happens is these two detectives, after one of the people hanging outside in the sketchy area, they throw a bottle on their car. The dude stops, the detectives stop the car, they step out, and they're like, who was that and all that, okay? And then they tell ki, I can't remember the dialogue exactly, they're talking, okay? They're talking about like the gang related shit. Now what happens is, this dude, right, who was driving and who stopped the car and who said let's go out, so as he's talking, and his partner, the other detective, who's also behind him or like around him, who's also talking to these people and like trying to calm them down. Now what's happening is, these people, they start like shouting at like the sketchy people. They start shouting at the cops like, oh yeah, like fucking boo, police bad, all that shit, okay? Or police brutality, I don't know, I think it was police brutality. I don't know what the scene was at that time, but they were like, they were slowly forming a mob, and they were starting to like shout at these, these two detectives. Now what happens is, this detective who stopped the car, who's talking, right, as he's talking, and he almost like he's done talking with them, he's going back to his car, right, he turns around and he gets like whacked at the back of his head with a bat by one of these people, and it's dark, right, no one can see what happened, but he gets slammed on the back of his head with a bat, with a wooden bat or something, and that kills him instantly. And like, so far, okay, none of the main characters, I said 6 characters, right, 2 detectives, 2 more detectives and 2 cops, none of them, like, they haven't had this kind of they weren't, their life wasn't in, they were in danger, right, but they didn't get killed. And like, after 3 seasons, this dude gets whacked at the back of his head, and after that it's all chaos. And you know, before, when I said, right, this dude turned around, he's done talking to them, the guy who got bashed on his head. So this detective, he had the helicopter's spotlight over him and his buddy, right? So he actually did this. He shot 4 and shot it upwards. So he gave a code 4, which means all clear, according to that show. And he does that, and as he turns around, he gets whacked. And it's insane. The way he's whacked, and he's like motionless. He's just lying there on the ground, okay? And his buddy, he's like frozen. He's not frozen, but he's in shock. And then he's trying, and the people and the dude who whacked him, right, after that, the other people also, they gain some confidence. The mob, basically, the mob which was forming, right, they start shouting, and they start trying to, you know, they start hitting the body of the detective who they just hit with the bat. Who's honking? No one. The unconscious detective, right, he's laying on the ground, and these people form a mob around that dude and start kicking this unconscious detective. And I don't think he's unconscious. He's like he's dead, actually. Like, the way, like, it's brutal. And this partner, he doesn't know that he's dead or alive, so he's already panicking, okay? And then he somehow, the mob is also trying to hit his buddy's body, and they're trying to steal the gun from that buddy. And this partner, right, I don't know how, this partner, he takes his gun and like starts shooting rounds in the air so that the crowd disperses, but they're still not budging. They keep kicking his partner, and then somehow they also try to hit him. And this partner, right, like the other dude who's still standing, he tries to drag his he reaches his partner's body. Like, he's just lying down, right? He tries to pull that body back and into a police car, and then he calls for backup and everything. The helicopter, thank God, didn't leave. It was still there. But my God, like, the point is that entire scene was really intense, and the guy who got whacked, he was such a good character. Like, all these main characters I told you, right, they all have some problems. Like, they're not like really major. I mean, problems in the sense, they're not like what do you say? They're not bad characters. They're good people. But this dude who died after he got hit, he was a really good dude. He just had like a daughter. He had a good wife. Not good wife. He had a good family. He had a wife. And the thing is, like, the other characters, they don't have really good relationships with their wives, okay? Like, they don't have happy relationships. This dude, he had it all. He had a good house. He had a small daughter. He had a loving wife. And this dude was the most charismatic character so far for me. Like, he was the most charismatic character in this show, right? And he gets whacked. He's dead. He's done. And since season 3, and it was intense. And then towards the end of the episode, right, after after the partner and the dude and his partner who died, right, they made it to the hospital, and he's just waiting outside. The partner's just sitting outside the hospital room and just waiting for the news. And then we hear this guttural scream from that room, and it's his wife. His wife just found out his partner died, and I can't process in the episode, right? In the beginning of the episode, they just show he leaves the dude who died, the detective. He leaves his house. He was like chilling at his home, and it's crazy, man. Like, Southland is intense. Like, I don't know. And I heard it got cancelled after a few seasons. So fucking hell, why cancel such a show? But goddamn, you guys should watch that show. It is amazing. Like, 10 on 10 recommended. But again, it's very realistic. Not realistic. It's very I don't know how realistic it is compared. I don't know what goes on in the US, but it looked realistic. It didn't look like it didn't seem like that show, right? You know, The Rookie with Nathan Fillion, right? So it's not like that. So holy shit, there's a lot of traffic here. Okay, yeah, it's a railway crossing, right? So that's why. So yeah, I recommend you guys watch The Rookie. It's a really good show. Not The Rookie, holy shit. Do not watch The Rookie. Or I mean, you can watch The Rookie. It's a good show. Rookie is also good, alright. But I was talking about Southland PV. Fucking hell. This traffic distracted me. I'm like, yeah, watch The Rookie. Talks 15 minutes about one show, recommend something else. So yeah. Right, so Southland, it's a pretty good show. Give it a watch. I still haven't had the heart to follow the next episode after that because I'm pretty sure it will show his partner having survivor's guilt or some shit, and it's gonna be bad. I will watch it, but I don't have the energy to watch such things after work. I was watching this on a weekend. I was literally binging this. It's a really good show. Okay, it's not this sad every time, right? It became this sad because one of the dudes you really like, one of the characters who you really like, who has a good life in the show, he dies. So that was depressing for me. But again, it happens. I would assume. So yeah, that's it. I guess that's all from me about the show. Okay, see you guys in the next one. Bye.